The scorching Arizona sun shimmered over the Scottsdale Airport hangar. A sleek white and blue Beechcraft Bonanza sat still for weeks, its engine lifeless despite the efforts of 12 expert mechanics. No one could figure out what was wrong. From the cafe window, 24-year-old Sofia Hernandez watched with curiosity. Dressed in a floral dress and low heels, she looked like a tourist, not someone interested in engines. But behind her smile hid a brilliant mind trained in industrial engineering and years spent helping her uncle in Guadalajara fix everything from motorcycles to small aircraft. "That plane's been sitting there since you arrived," her cousin Carolina, a receptionist, joked. "Those poor guys are losing their minds." But Sophia couldn't look away. Something felt off. That afternoon she walked into the hangar. The mechanics were on break. Tom, the head mechanic, warned her kindly to stay back. "Just curious," she replied, her fluent English catching him off guard. He sized her up. Makeup, tourist outfit, definitely not a mechanic. But when she asked about the engine's ignition sequence, Tom paused. That wasn't a question tourists asked. "I'm not a mechanic, at least not officially," Sophia admitted. "But I've been fixing engines with my uncle since I was a teenager. Aviation engines aren't that different. They just demand more precision." Skeptical but out of options, Tom allowed her a closer look. "Can I hear it try to start?" she asked. Mike, the youngest mechanic, scoffed. "It doesn't make a sound." "It does," Sophia replied. "Even a broken engine tells you what's wrong. You just have to listen." The Bonanza groaned weakly. Nothing new. But Sophia closed her eyes, focused. "It's the timing," she said. "Not fuel, not spark. The ignition is offbeat, like singing a song but starting on the wrong beat." Now curious, Tom handed her gloves. She removed her heels and smiled. "I'll need a jumpsuit." 20 minutes later, transformed into a hands-on mechanic, Sophia dove in. When the team listed all the parts they had checked, she stopped them. What about the magneto's advance curve? They hadn't checked that. It was a subtle, crucial detail, and she explained it with clarity and confidence. Word spread. A crowd formed. Airport staff, pilots, even the plane's owner, Robert Mitchell. Seeing Sophia working on his plane, Mitchell was furious. "Who is she?" he demanded. Tom stepped in. "She found something we missed. Honestly, it might be our only lead." Sophia calmly approached Mitchell. "I'm Sofia Hernandez, industrial engineer. I believe your plane's ignition timing is out of sync." Reluctantly, he agreed to let her proceed. Using a timing light and specialized tools, Sophia made fine adjustments. Silence filled the hangar. After each tweak, the engine sounded closer to life. Finally, after the third attempt, she stepped back. "Try it now." Tom turned the key. This time, the engine roared, a clean, powerful burst that echoed through the hangar. Applause erupted. Sophia smiled, wiping sweat from her brow. Carolina stood stunned. "Why didn't you ever tell me you knew all this?" Sophia's smile faded slightly. "Because where I'm from, if a woman says she knows mechanics, people think she's showing off or lying. So I stayed quiet until someone actually needed me." Even Mitchell, humbled, offered a quiet nod of respect. That day, the mystery wasn't just about a broken engine. It was about a young woman who had the courage to speak up and prove that knowledge and passion matter more than appearances. Sophia's voice rang through the hangar. "Almost there, but the fuel mixture's a bit off. Can someone check the mixture control?" Mike leaned in, quickly adjusting the dial. Got it, he said after a moment. Perfect. Sophia smiled, wiping her hands. Tom, give it one more go. Tom returned to the cockpit. This time, when he hit the ignition, the Beechcraft Bonanza came alive. The engine roared with a smooth, steady rhythm that filled the air like music. Applause erupted from the gathered mechanics. Sophia beamed, her face lit with pride and relief. Mitchell approached her, the stern expression he'd worn for weeks replaced by a genuine smile. 3 weeks we've been stuck, and you fixed it. Tom stepped down from the plane, walking straight to her. Miss Hernandez, I owe you an apology. You clearly know your way around aviation engines, better than a lot of certified mechanics I've worked with. Sophia felt a lump in her throat as she pulled off her gloves. Thank you, but I didn't do this alone. My Uncle Ramon always said mechanics is teamwork. You all did the hard work. I just found the missing piece. Mike came forward and extended his hand. I misjudged you. That was unfair and very unprofessional. Sophia accepted the handshake with a warm nod. It's okay. I understand. Honestly, if I saw someone like me walk into a hangar, I might have reacted the same. Carolina, her cousin, hugged her tight with tears in her eyes. Why didn't you ever tell me how brilliant you are? Sophia laughed softly. I'm not brilliant. I just had an uncle who believed that it didn't matter if you were a niece or a nephew. If you wanted to learn, he'd teach you. Mitchell cleared his throat. Miss Hernandez, how about dinner tonight? I'd love to learn more about your experience. I also have a few friends in the industry who could use someone like you. I appreciate it, Sophia replied, but I'm just here on vacation. What if it wasn't a job? He insisted. What if it were just a 1-week consultancy? Meet a few people, visit some facilities. We'll pay for the extra week. No pressure. Sophia looked around. For the first time in her life, she felt not only seen, but respected for who she truly was. I'll think about it. That evening, back at Carolina's apartment, the two cousins stayed up late over tacos and Mexican coffee. I still can't believe you've been hiding this side of you, Carolina said, curled up on the couch. You're practically an engineer. I just love engines, Sophia smiled. But at home, people think it's just a phase I'll get over once I settle down. Carolina leaned in. Would you ever stay here? Sophia looked out the window. I don't know. My whole life is back in Mexico. But today, I felt something I've never felt before. Respected for my work. Like I truly belonged. You remember what you were like as a kid? Carolina asked. Always taking apart radios, bikes, anything mechanical. You've always had this gift. And Tom said something before he left, that in 30 years he's only met 3 people who can listen to engines like you. Sophia's heart pounded. You're exaggerating. No, I'm not, Carolina replied. He said all 3 revolutionized parts of the industry, and Mitchell, he gave me his business card. He's got connections with Boeing, Cessna, Gulfstream. But what if I'm just lucky? Sophia susurró. What if today was a fluke? And what if it wasn't? Carolina shot back. What if this is your calling? The next morning, Sophia woke up with a resolve she hadn't felt in years. Dressed simply in jeans and a blouse, she arrived early at the hangar. Tom was already working, this time on a King Air. Morning, he smiled. Want to help before Mitchell gets here? What's the issue? She asked, approaching. Power loss mid-flight, he explained. Totally fine on the ground. No warning. Have you tested under simulated conditions, pressure, vibration? She asked. Just then, Mitchell arrived with a sharply dressed man. Sophia, meet David Kumar, my business partner and our chief pilot. David extended his hand. Mitchell told me what you did. Impressive. That King Air nearly crashed last week. Power loss at 8,000 feet. Sophia straightened. Do you have flight data from those trips? David handed her a tablet. Everything's logged. Altitude, RPMs, temperature. Sophia scanned the data, noticing patterns. It always happens between 7,000 to 9,000 feet, she noted, and only within certain temperature ranges. Tom leaned in. What are you thinking? Thermal expansion mismatch, Sophia replied. A part is expanding or contracting at a different rate than its connection. It's causing a temporary disconnect. They immediately ran tests. Using heaters and fans to simulate in-flight conditions, Sophia traced the issue to a fuel pump connector that expanded slightly under heat, causing momentary power loss. This is it, she said. Replace it with a part with matching thermal properties. David stared at her, speechless. You just identified what 3 shops couldn't. That could have killed someone. 3 days later, Sophia was in Mitchell's office signing a 6-month consulting contract. She called home. Her mother, through tears, told her, I always knew you were special, but I worried mechanics had no future for a woman in Mexico. If they value you there, you have my blessing. Her uncle Ramon simply said, That sounds like a dream come true. Go, but never forget where you came from. The contract included housing near the airport and access to some of the best minds in aviation. No regrets? Carolina asked as she helped pack. Nervous? Yes. Regrets? Not one, Sophia replied. Tom came by with a small toolbox. These were mine from my first job. I want you to have them. Sophia blinked away tears. I don't know what to say. You don't have to, Tom said. Use them to build your own legacy. Later that afternoon, Sophia watched the Bonanza soar across the Arizona sky, rebuilt, reliable, and powerful. She smiled, knowing she too was about to take flight toward a future she never dreamed possible. Sofia Hernandez came to Arizona as a tourist. She left as a trailblazer. Her story is a reminder that talent has no gender, no borders, and no single path. Sometimes the world needs to catch up with the brilliance we already hold inside. Passion backed by skill is unstoppable. Don't underestimate someone based on appearance or tradition. Mentors can change lives, and believing in yourself is just as vital. The smallest opportunity can change everything if you're ready to seize it. Do you have a gift that deserves to be seen? Have you ever been underestimated and proved them wrong? If Sophia's journey moved you, like, comment, and subscribe to discover more stories of everyday people who changed their lives through courage and talent.